And the Children in Need Rickshaw Challenge is on its way to Royal Wootton Bassett. After setting off from Calais on Friday, it visited Marlborough High Street earlier, where it was greeted by crowds of hundreds of people this afternoon. The One Show's Matt Baker, who's leading Team Rickshaw, says he was impressed with the turnout in the town.
We dropped down the hill and turned onto the High Street, and as far as we could see, I mean, the High Street was just lined with people. Just incredible support, you know. And Harry was up on board at that point, and he was overwhelmed with that. To me, it just kind of sums up exactly what Children in Need is about, the Rickshaw Challenge. You know, you give a youngster some support and the opportunity and just watch them fly. And just to see Harry go through that situation was exactly that. So thank you. It was magic.
The Rickshaw is due to arrive in Bassett for the start of the One Show on BBC One at
Wiltshire, and that is St Elmo's Fire. Well, apologies, you lost us just before 5 o'clock. You know, I was talking about the rain and saying it's turning a bit heavy. It actually knocked our satellite out, which is why you lost us for a few minutes there. So apologies. But we are back now, and we are live, an extended programme tonight through until 8 o'clock in the rain in Royal Wootton Bassett High Street. But I'm confident the rain will move away in time for us to welcome Matt Baker and the Rickshaw Challenge soon after 7 o'clock. Now, the One Show, of course, will be coming live, part of the One Show live from Royal Wootton Bassett High Street tonight. Come over here, you. Come over here, you. This is an old mate of mine called Neil Baldock. Nice to see you again, Neil. And Neil is the director of the Outside Broadcast tonight.
That's true, and good to see you again. It's been a long time. 6 years, hasn't it? 6 years.
6 years since we last worked with each other. But last time we worked with each other, we didn't lose the satellite, did we?
No.
There we go.
It was all cable controlled then, wasn't it? Much easier. Much
absolutely.
Easier.
So, I mean, the weather, it's going to have an impact on Matt and the rickshaw riders, isn't it, surely?
Absolutely. I mean, we view this as a challenge that takes place in whatever weather conditions exist out there. So it's a struggle for them, as you can appreciate, wind and rain. So they're working through that, but we just hope they'll make it in time for the programme.
Matt's a good-natured fella, but I mean, here he is, pedalling 483 miles, is it, up and down the country, and then he gets weather like this. How's he going to be feeling and reacting to this?
I think it's phenomenal what he does. I mean, he starts and gets up with all the other guys and does it exactly the same time. And then on top of all of that, obviously presents a programme as well for the nation. So it's remarkable. But he chooses to do that. And he doesn't, I mean, you know, there's every chance for him to get off his bike and sit in one of the people carriers and travel behind. But he chooses not to. So he does it with them all the time and supports them, massively supports them.
So people watching television tonight from 7 o'clock, they'll be able to see Bassett High Street on the One Show. And it's all your responsibility.
Thank you. There's the pressure. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Yeah, that's the aim. But like you, I mean, you were talking about losing your signal. I mean, we obviously have similar conditions as well, weather conditions. We have a satellite on top of ours, satellite dish on top of here. And hopefully the guys behind you now will cope with that. But it was pretty torrential and lots of hail just now. So that would have caused us some problems as well. Yeah. So it's all fingers crossed that we'll be on air. But at the moment, we're hoping we will be.
I'm sure it will. And Matt, hopefully arriving by about, 7:15 tonight on the rickshaw?
Well, I mean, it's, as you say, it's quite a distance they travel every day, and the weather conditions sometimes mean it's slightly slower. Do they average? It's about 5. I'm looking at my colleagues. It's about 5 miles an hour they average in good weather conditions. Yeah. So this will slow them down slightly. We're, as you say, on air between 7 and 7:30. So fingers are definitely crossed. Last year, I think they made everyone last year, but the year... actually one, yes, you're right. My colleague again is prompting me here. I know there was one, yes, that was Newcastle. So there's no guarantee they will actually make it. So if they don't make it in time for the programme, they'll obviously make it here at some stage. They'll obviously arrive after the programme. But if they don't make it, we have a contingency plan so we can still broadcast their coverage. And we will send a radio camera up there. And if we can get a signal with that, we'll obviously broadcast live on the road. So it'll be a moving outside broadcast for that. But at some stage they'll arrive with us.
Fantastic. Neil Baldock, great to see you again.
And you
pressing
too.
All the buttons directing the outside broadcast for One Show here in Bassett tonight. So the Rickshaw Challenge, Matt Baker and the Rickshaw riders are already in Wiltshire. They've been in Marlborough already today. They are heading now for the High Street in Royal Wootton Bassett. You'll see it live on the television, BBC One, after 7 o'clock tonight on the One Show. And we'll be talking to Matt later on as well. I would guess a cold, wet, kind of bedraggled Matt Baker after the weather we've had this afternoon. Well, we'll get an update on the forecast for you in a moment and the latest BBC Wiltshire travel news. We've got about, I would say an hour and 20, maybe an hour and 25 minutes before Matt Baker and the Rickshaw team are due to arrive here on the High Street in Royal Wootton Bassett. But all day they've been making their way through Wiltshire to get here to their finishing point for today. So they've been through Hungerford, across the Berkshire-Wiltshire border, Froxfield and Marlborough. Earlier, BBC Wiltshire's Ian Longdon was there to greet them as they arrived in Marlborough.
And here they are, coming to Marlborough's famous wide high street. The rickshaw is yellow, of course. There's Pudsey pictures on the wheels, being ridden by one of the 6 teenagers in the team this year. They've all been helped in the past by children in need. And alongside the rickshaw, on his bike for the entire journey, off the telly, Matt Baker, who was cycle. So on the edge of Marlborough, what a welcome the team have had. Matt Baker is here, having cheese and onion crisps and a can of Coke. Yeah. A bit of a pit stop. How's it been today?
We just eat every time we get the chance. We just literally drop as much as we can back. So yeah, just a packet of crisps for now. And we did have some pasties thrown at us about 500 metres ago. So I'll get onto them in just a moment. But yeah, what a welcome from Marlborough. We dropped down the hill and turned onto the high street, and as far as we could see, I mean, the high street was just lined with people. Just incredible support, you know. And Harry was up on board at that point, and he was overwhelmed with that support. And it's magic. To me, it just kind of sums up exactly what Children in Need is about, the Rickshaw Challenge. You know, you give a youngster some support and the opportunity and just watch them fly, and just to see Harry go through that situation was exactly that. So thank you honestly to anybody who's listening to this who made the effort to come down to the high street stay in Marlborough. Thank you. It was magic.
The last time I saw crowds like that, no exaggeration, was when the Olympic torch came through in 2012. I've never seen anything like it. Is that the kind of reaction you're getting, whether it's towns, cities, villages?
Do you know, I'll be honest with you, it is, and I think it's because, you know, with it being kind of the run up to Children in Need, people are very much kind of on that thought at the moment this time of year, and so much is happening in schools all around the country. And as we've been going, people are so generous with their time and also with their donations too. And you know, if you want to give to Children in Need this year, then the Rickshaw Challenge is a brilliant place to do that, because those youngsters are doing this so that, you know, there's youngsters out there, children at the moment, who are in the position that they used to be before they got that support, and our riders are doing this so that they can raise awareness for all of those projects and all of those causes. And I think that's why people latch onto it, and it's just a feel good thing. It's crazy. We're riding we've done this for 8 years now, and it's just turned into this incredible beast, and people love it. And as mad as it is, it's totally bonkers. It's British. That's why it worked.
So just on the edge of Marlborough, we're taking a bit of a pit stop. I say we have done nothing all day. Phoebe is part of the team. You're one of the 6 teenagers on the rickshaw. You've been on it earlier today. What's it been like?
It's been good. I just did a 14-mile cycle, so I was taking a bit of a rest at Marlborough.
14 miles. Yeah. What's it like when you finish those 14 miles?
It feels really good, but eventually you just get used to it and want to carry on.
Now, we saw you all go through Marlborough. We saw your colleague Harry on the rickshaw, Matt, of course, on the bike alongside, all the wagons that go behind it. Can you believe the welcome you get when you go through?
No, it was insane. There were so many people. Like, the whole high street was packed. Saw people from all different schools in Marlborough. So it was very nice to see.
Yeah, all the shops shut for a few minutes. They locked all their tills and locked the doors. There were people hanging out the windows from the offices. Why were you so keen to get involved personally and help out Children in Need this year? What is it about the challenge that gets you then?
I think it's because I'm I've been helped by a charity which is partly funded by Children in Need. I'm actually overcoming a stammer, which was more severe than it is now. So I'm very grateful to all of them and just want to give back, I guess.
BBC Wiltshire's Ian Longdon with that report, catching up with Matt Baker and some of the people who turned out to cheer on the Rickshaw Challenge in Marlborough earlier. Live on the high street in Royal Wootton Bassett, it's not a car alarm after all, it's a burglar alarm at the Royal Wootton Bassett Town Hall. So we're all out here having a lovely time raising money for Children in Need while the Town Hall's being burgled. But there we go, the police are here, so I'm sure it's fine. Now, I'm delighted to welcome to BBC Wiltshire Simon Antrobus, who is the CEO of Children Children in Need. Great to see you.
It's great to be here. What a lovely turnout. Absolutely fantastic.
I was going to say welcome to Wiltshire, welcome to Royal Wootton Bassett, but looking at this crowd, every time I turn around, the crowd has got more and more. It's fantastic.
Well, it's wonderful, and that's been one of the things as the Rickshaw has travelled through the counties. The kind of welcome it gets is almost overwhelming. I mean, we had such a marvellous welcome in Marlborough High Street today, and we've got an even bigger welcome here. Absolutely overwhelming. Great support for Children in Need and great support for the Rickshaw. So thank you very much.
It's just brilliant to see. And look, more people turning up all the time. Look, the thing is with Children in Need, what I can't get over year after year after year, millions are raised and you think, they can't top that. And then year after year, the millions roll in again. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is absolutely astounding. It's one of the things that I think is so wonderful about BBC Children in Need is the amount of love and warmth for Pudsey and the work that we do. I've been in some schools today where Pudsey has turned up and the children have been screaming and clapping and really supporting, getting behind Children in Need. And I think that's what makes it so wonderful, that people really want to see us succeed. They know that there's an important thing that we're trying to do to raise money for disadvantaged children and young people. And it's right here in everybody's location.
It's a fabulous job that you've got as well, because raising the money is one thing, but then deciding where that money goes and who the money can help best, that's a big decision to take. How do you decide?
Yeah. Well, we take that process very, very seriously. We've got a big responsibility there. Lots of committees looking into this, very rigorous application process. We'd encourage anybody who has an idea and a project to apply, but you have to get it exactly right. And it's a fantastic project not far from here in Swindon called REACH Performing Arts, which helps and supports children and young people with learning difficulties, gives them confidence through the arts. That's the kind of thing that we fund. It really does make a difference.
Yeah, well, thank you for everything that you do, you and the whole team. But look, it's not all glamour for you, is it? You're actually on the rickshaw pedalling yourself tomorrow.
I am, yes. I'm really looking forward to that. I was in Lancashire this morning doing something else. And I think if people are going to get out there and raise money for Children in Need, then as a member of the Children in Need team, I've got to go out there and do my thing as well. And I'm even next year, 2019, running the marathon, the London Marathon. So, as I say, if people are going to get out and then do something, we have to.
You've got to be seen to do it, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Simon, thank you for being in Wiltshire for us tonight. It's great to see you. Simon Antrobus, the CEO of Children in Need, live on BBC Wiltshire with us. It's just coming up to 20. So, the Rickshaw Challenge, live on the High Street in Royal Wootton Bassett. Matt Baker from The One Show is with me now, live on BBC Wiltshire. Matt, well done, sir.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
We're here. I was slightly dazed in situations like this. Yeah, we just kind of ride into a live television programme, sort of hear counts in your ears, and then you're just going, oh, there's tolls, come here, have a chat. There's some some footage that we did earlier on. But no, it's magic. This is what this is all about. It's the run-up to Children in Need, obviously Friday night. And the Rickshaw Challenge has become quite a beast over the 8 years that we've done it for. And well, you've seen yourself the reaction of people that are here.
It's phenomenal,
incredible.
Isn't it?
It's such a warm, lovely feeling of support. And actually, do you know what? That's Children in Need all over the place. You give youngsters, that safety blanket and that help and that support, and you watch what happens. And you feel it here, don't you?
Well, what drives you on? Because you started in Calais on Friday. You still, I hate to say it, you've still got a long way to go.
Well, do you know
what keeps you going?
Fun, the fun element of it. And the thing is, the young riders that are on there, they're here to raise awareness of the projects that help them. And they want to make sure that there's so many youngsters out there that are going to get that help and support that they had. So they're making sure that they're going to get it, and that is inspirational in itself. And to see the camaraderie and just to see the look on their face as they grow in confidence, as they feel that love from all of the supporters that come out on the road. Listen, it keeps you going. There's no doubt about it. It's absolutely exhausting, but it's brilliant to witness.
I bet you're sleeping well at the moment, aren't you?
Well, it's a bit weird because you sort of wake up in cold sweats like every hour going, is it time to start cycling again? But yeah, I'll sleep well come Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Tell me about the route you're taking tomorrow. Where are you heading next?
We're heading to Malvern, sort of Cirencester way. Yeah. So basically, the best thing to do is to have a look on the website. You'll see it because we've got a tracker on there. Absolutely. So you can see that flashing bulb. Right. See where we are, get out on the road and come and see us.
You're an absolute hero. Thanks for talking to us. Keep going.
Cheers. I'm now going to go and say hello to all the people that are still waiting to say hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Baker.
Thank you.
you, Matt. Matt Baker live on BBC Wiltshire with us this evening. Wonderful as the Rickshaw Challenge comes to the High Street here in Royal Wootton Bassett. This is level